back to my channel. I'm very excited for this video because this is going to be my official Halloween fall reading vlog. I feel like I've been doing good about vlogging throughout the month of October and just in spooky season in general, but this week we do have Halloween, which is the main event. So I have some fun reads I would like to hopefully get to this weekend. During the week I'm not really planning on going too crazy, but on the weekend I will have a lot of time to read some spooky books and just enjoy the last little bit of Halloween and just spooky season in general. I'm really gonna miss it. So I'll quickly take you through my TBR for this week and this weekend. They are mainly like shorter books just because I would like to read them all like in one go, like not necessarily 24 hours, but like in a smaller amount of time. So these books have been on my fall TBR, but truly I'm just happy to read any of them. I'm not really gonna set many goals. I would just like to read them around Halloween time, and I haven't gotten a chance to get to them this entire month so far, so I would like to get to them soon. So the first one is The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. This is definitely my #1 pick I would like to get to, especially because it is so short and it takes place on Halloween night. It follows a group of friends and one goes missing, and it just seems really magical. It seems really like fun and just kind of whimsical too, so I feel like this will be fun to read either on Halloween or like the day after. So I don't know when I'll start it. I kind of want to start it today just to like get going on it. We'll just have to see, but this is definitely my top priority. And then my current audiobook is called All Hallows by Christopher Golden. I've been listening to this for a couple days now, and it takes place on Halloween night. It follows a bunch of people on this one street in this small town, and everyone's lives are pretty much going really horribly on Halloween night. A lot of bad stuff is happening to these families, but I'm really liking it so far because we follow a bunch of different characters, like so many different family members from like 5 families I think, and like I love each of these characters. Like obviously I don't love each of these characters. A lot of them annoy me, a lot of them are not very good people, but I really like seeing into everyone's heads and getting to know them, you know, even if they just have one chapter. I really like reading about these characters. There's also something spooky going on because there's these mysterious children that show up and they claim that they are being hunted by this thing, this entity called the Cunning Man. So I think I'm about 40-ish% through that audiobook. I would like to just continue listening to it throughout the week and finish it by this weekend. And so the other books on my TBR are all graphic novels, which I've been the graphic novel queen this year, to be honest. When I did Summerween, I read so many like fall witchy graphic novels. Definitely go watch that video because I read, gosh, I think so many. It was a great reading month. But I would like to read some that I didn't get to then that I also just kind of really want to read. They kind of fit the season. The only downside is they are all series and I don't have the first book in either of these series because the library hold hasn't come in yet. So I have like all of them except for the first one. But the first one is the Over the Garden Wall graphic novels. I actually have not finished this show because my boyfriend and I watch it together and we still have not finished it because we really wanted to take our time with it. So I'm still gonna read these. I think it won't matter. I'm really excited just because I love the characters and just the overall vibes. It's just so cozy. It's just a lot of fun. So I feel like this will be fun to read just like kind of in one sitting, like back to back. And I hope the first book comes in from the library this week. If not, I should be able to find it online somewhere and read it for free, hopefully. The next series are the Hooky graphic novels. I actually didn't know about these until I saw a book haul where someone unboxed these books and they looked really cute, they looked really good. So this is the second and third book. I still don't have the first one, so I'll probably do the same as the Over the Garden Wall series and just find the first one online somehow. But these ones are bigger, but they follow I think 2 witch siblings and kind of like royalty, I think. I don't really know what happens in these books. They just looked really cute and I like the art style and they have witches, so it's fitting. So those are definitely my top priorities. However, I am also reading another book that does not fit the theme. It is not spooky, it is not scary, but it is like a romance book. It's, I guess you could consider a dark romance book, but my hold from the library came in and I was like, I've just heard things about this book. I'm not really the biggest like darker romance fan, but I want to give it a try because it reminds me of one of my like novel ideas I've had, and so I'm kind of just reading it for like inspiration, kind of just to see how certain things are written about in this book, even though the genre is completely different. So it's called Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. It is like a dark military romance, so these characters are in like these special forces groups, and so the main character, Nell Gallows, her squad was killed in this one mission, and so she is sent to join the kind of like, not enemy squad, but like they all hate her because she's the sole survivor and her entire squad died. And so this squad that she's joining blames the death of one of their members on her because she's the sole survivor. To be honest, it doesn't really make sense, but like they just have a lot of animosity towards each other. So she's now joined this squad and they're like doing some training, but her partner is this guy named Bones, and nobody knows his identity except she does because they actually like hooked up randomly one night. So she knows who he is, he knows who she is, so they kind of hate each other, and it's a really interesting dynamic. Like it's definitely, they definitely are like bullying her, which I don't really enjoy that. I feel like it's not fun to read about because they are just downright cruel to her when she's literally just trying to do her job. So that, I definitely don't like that part, but I am liking the kind of like training, like military style of the story. The romance hasn't really gone anywhere yet, but I'm actually like, it's not great, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm just trying to be less critical. I'm like, yeah, it's not the best book, but like I'm having fun with it. Plus it does remind me a lot of my book idea I've had, so I'm kind of just reading it for that purpose. So yeah, let's get on with this vlog. I have to go do some things right now, but I will talk to you later. Hello everyone, it's currently Thursday. Tomorrow is Halloween, which is really exciting, and it kind of worked out in my favor because I have a shorter shift tomorrow at work and I don't have class tomorrow, so I'll be able to spend some time enjoying Halloween, celebrating Halloween. And I think I'm going to spend the morning just taking it slow, and I'm going to read The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this like in one sitting. That is the goal, but like I kind of just want to, you know, make a pumpkin coffee and enjoy my breakfast and just read a fun Halloween book. So I think I'm going to plan to do that tomorrow, and then if I have time at work, if it's slow, I'll finish it. I would love to read this just tomorrow in general. And then I still haven't gotten my holds in from the library for the graphic novels that I was wanting to read, but I think I'm going to look it up now and see if I can find a free copy online because I would like to read them. I don't want to hold on to these like forever. Like I'm not going to rush with it, but I would still like to read it like around Halloween. I just think it'd be fun, and even if I don't, it's still like a fall themed book. Okay, so there is one on Internet Archive for Over the Garden Wall. What about Hooky? Okay, I found Over the Garden Wall, but I'm having more trouble finding Hooky Volume 1. I know it used to be like a web comic, but I can't find it, and I don't really want to click a random download thing. So we might just have to wait for Hooky, but that's fine with me, I don't care. But I have also read a bit more in Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. I got up to page 146, which is chapter 17. And this is definitely like a palate cleanser for me. I'm not really like taking this very seriously, but like I am enjoying it, I would say. It's not a book I typically read, but it is fun. Like it's just a fun time. That's really all I'm reading it for right now because I'm really longing to read something that will take me some time and that like I'll really be immersed in. But the only thing I have the capacity for, like the brain power for right now, is something like this because of school and obviously like my themed books. But yeah, overall I'm enjoying it. The characters are definitely kind of annoying sometimes. Like they'll kind of just say really cringy things like, I'm a monster, I'm dangerous, like something really cringe like that, that is like, okay. But they are also in like this secret military group, so like they're basically trained killers. Like they're expendable to the military. They're literally just there to do these missions and like do the dirty work. So I understand where they're coming from. It just comes across as a bit cringy. This is a romance book, but like wow, it is not your typical romance book. Like it's messed up. Like if someone did these things to me, I would be getting a restraining order. Like I would be pressing charges. That sounds really bad, but like it's just really extreme, and I'm not gonna go into it because it's kind of a lot. So yeah, there's just like a page of trigger warnings at the beginning of this book, by the way. So warning. But yeah, I'm not reading it to critique it. I'm reading it because it's fun and because it reminds me, at least the military setting and that type of stuff reminds me of my dystopian book that I would like to write soon. So, but like I'm having fun. Like I will say I am kind of attached to these characters, not like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with them, but like a lot of the stuff that they talk about this book is like really emotional because like there's been like a lot of death in their squads previously, so they've lost some like squad members, some friends, some comrades in their missions. So like it is kind of heavy when they talk about that, and I'm really enjoying seeing how their characters deal with that and kind of how they are overcoming it and coping with it. But I am curious because they're talking about doing this next mission that they've been assigned, and it's going to relate to the previous mission that like a lot of people died in. So there's kind of like a mystery going on, and I'm really curious to see what actually happened. I'm kind of suspicious of one person, but I also really like this one person, so I don't really know what to think, but I'm enjoying it overall. It's a fun time. So I actually didn't have class today, so I came home a bit early after work, and I kind of just sat here, kind of just watched some YouTube videos. I don't really want to do much, but I am about to do some journaling, so I printed out some pages. And it's sad because our printer really sucks, so the only thing that prints is black and white. So like the book covers are okay, but like every other photo is just kind of like boring now, but it's okay. So I think I'm gonna do maybe like one journal spread, maybe two, depending on how much time I have. My boyfriend will be home soon and we'll probably just chill out tonight, and I do still have some homework to do. So I'm just gonna do this for a bit and we'll see where the night takes us. So I have some reading updates for you. It's currently Tuesday, November 4th. So I have actually finished 2 books, 2 of my like Halloween books that I was wanting to read, which is really exciting because I wanted to finish them pretty quickly after Halloween. My goal was to finish as many as I could before or like on Halloween, but unfortunately I just ended up being really busy and I didn't really have time. But today I actually finished The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, and forgive me, this cover is backwards. I'm filming on my phone right now because I'm about to go to class and I don't have my camera, but I actually like just finished this like right before filming this. It was so cute. I really loved it, and I can see myself like rereading this around Halloween time, or even just like reading it to my children one day for Halloween. Like, I know there's a lot of like Christmas books out there, like Christmas classics that you read to your kids, and that like are, you know, the traditional stories to read every Christmas. So I definitely want to incorporate that with Halloween because I love Halloween, and this one was just so fun. It follows a group of friends as they try to figure out what's going on with their friend Pipkin. They basically travel through time with this spirit named Mr. Moundshroud, and they learn about different forms of Halloween, different ways that Halloween is celebrated throughout different cultures, and it's just really magical. It was a really fun time, and it was short, so you can read it pretty quickly. I had said that I wanted to read this all, someone just walked by my car. I had said that I wanted to read this like all in one day, like on Halloween, but I just ended up not doing that. But I did finish it. It was fun. The writing was also really beautiful. This was my first ever book by Ray Bradbury, and I know he's written a lot of like really popular, and he's just really well like loved as an author. He wrote Fahrenheit 51, which I definitely want to read just because like it's a classic. I feel like I need to read it. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time with this book. I really don't know what I'm gonna rate it because part of me wants to give it 5 stars because the writing was so good and just like I really enjoyed it, but I also tend to like save 5-star ratings for like books I'm obsessed with and like are my all-time favorites. But I did love this. I'll have to think on it a bit, but I think I might end up giving it 5 stars, to be honest. And then the other book I finished is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. This one was my audiobook. It follows a bunch of people on this one street in this neighborhood on Halloween night. A lot of stuff is going down. We have a lot of family drama, and there are these like random children walking around the neighborhood, like who are in really strange costumes, and they're just kind of like they're acting really weird. And eventually the town discovers that this spirit called the Cunning Man is after these children. People keep walking by my car, oh my gosh. But I'm not really going to say anything else about the plot because I feel like it's a good reveal and it's a really good story, and the main focus is definitely on like the families and the characters in general. We follow a lot of characters from these different families, but truly I was invested in like every single one. Every single chapter was a new perspective, and there wasn't one that I like wasn't into. Like, yeah, there were some characters that I didn't really like, but I still enjoyed reading from their perspective and kind of seeing everyone's like POV on this one night form into one complete story. It was a really unique way of like telling a story, and I definitely want to read more books like with this format. I think it's really fun, like when we have more than like a couple POVs. Like I'm used to reading books where there's like a bunch of characters and we get to know them and we're all in their heads, but for each chapter to be designated for a different character, I thought it was really cool. So I ended up giving this one 4 out of 5 stars. I did really enjoy it. It wasn't like my absolute favorite, but I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a read for like Halloween time, since it takes place on Halloween. It's not really as scary as I was expecting, but it also like wasn't really a horror book, I would say. Like there are kind of some like gorier elements, but the main focus is on the families and like the characters as a whole. I wouldn't say it's like a super plot heavy book. So yeah, that was the majority of my like Halloween books done with. I would like to continue reading the rest of the Over the Garden Wall graphic novels. I've gotten up to I think number 4, so I just have number 4 and 5 left, and then I'll be caught up. I think there's a couple like other standalone graphic novels from Over the Garden Wall, but I won't be reading them in this video. And the other book I was still reading at the start of this vlog was Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova, and I am still reading this. I haven't really made any progress since I last talked with you. I'm still on page 146. So I would like to make some progress with this, but I do have 2 papers due this week and a bunch of other homework I'm very behind on, so I need to prioritize that. We're still gonna read, we're still gonna prioritize reading, but might just be at a slower pace than normal. Anyways, I'm gonna go to class now. I don't know when I'll update you next, but I will talk to you later. Hello everyone, sorry I look kind of crazy right now with wet dripping hair, no makeup. I showered and I have a paper, actually 2 papers to write. Both are due tomorrow. One is due tomorrow night, one is due in the afternoon, so I really need to get to work. But I'm such a procrastinator, and just the thought of sitting here and like doing it even though I know I need to, I just can't do it. I need to get over this. I need to have more discipline. So I'm about to get on this and force myself to work. But before I do that, I wanted to quickly update you and end the vlog because I have finished the last 2 volumes of Over the Garden Wall. So volume 4 and 5. I just finished both of these today. They were kind of like not as enjoyable as the first 3 volumes. With the first 3 we had like a continuing story following Greg and Wirt as they tried to figure out this mystery behind these frogs, and it was really fun, especially because I love frogs. If you can't tell by all the frogs on my bed right now, I love frogs. So I really enjoyed this story. It felt like something similar to the show. It wasn't as like mysterious and kind of like those ominous vibes or like magical vibes, but it was just a lot of fun. There were some stories in the volumes that like followed the animal school, and like those aren't my favorite, but it was still like entertaining because it reminds me of the show. But some of these I just like, I don't know, like this one was still fine. But like volume 4 finished up the frog mystery with them, so we still got a lot of them like in the story, but volume 5 was just not anything to do with Greg and Wirt. They weren't in this one at all, and I kind of was like bored. Like, yeah, they were fun stories. It was told by Fred the horse, and I can't really remember if he makes an appearance in the show or not, but it was still entertaining. But like, I just didn't really care as much as when those 2 were in it, because that's the whole reason why I like the show, is because of their characters. So yeah, there were 4 stories. There was The Cat and the Fiddle. That one was fun, mainly because I like cats and I used to play a string instrument. I used to play viola, so that was kind of nice. There's one called Turkeys and Turnkeys. I didn't really care for that one. It was kind of boring. Go Fish was cute. Teed Off was fine. I don't know. They just were just like okay. Just nothing special. So I ended up giving this one 3 stars and this one 2.5 stars. So not like bad ratings. They just weren't as entertaining to me as the first 3. But there are a couple other Over the Garden Wall graphic novels that are in existence, and my library does have, I think, 2 more of them. So I requested those that I can hopefully read sometime soon. I don't really know. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with my reading for like these past couple of days. Over like the last little bit of Halloween, I am kind of getting in more of like a cozy Thanksgiving, like almost Christmas mood, like not super Christmassy. Like, I am gonna wait to put up my Christmas decorations, but I am kind of ready to take down my Halloween decorations, which makes me sad because I love Halloween so much, but I am kind of ready to move on. Like, it was a really, really good season though. So in total, I read the 5 Over the Garden Wall graphic novels. They were very, very fun, and they just have such cute covers. Like, I need to show you these for a second. They're just so freaking cute. I love them. And then I also read The Halloween Tree. As you saw, I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars. Not because I'm like so obsessed with it, like it's gonna be a top recommendation, and like it is a top recommendation, but specifically for Halloween, for those like nostalgic vibes. If you want to feel like you're in elementary school and like you're at story time and it's Halloween and you just had your like trick-or-treat in the hallways or whatever, and you're gonna go home and get in your costume and trick-or-treat, like that's what this book reminds me of. It reminds me of my childhood, and it was just such a fun time. And then I did finish listening to my audiobook, which was All Hallows. As you saw, I gave that 4 out of 5 stars, and I also recommend that for Halloween. It's definitely more of an adult book, more of like a serious topic, because it follows a lot of family issues and kind of like dense family issues, to be honest. I don't think I said anything specific of like what was going on with these families, and I won't, but I will just say that like it's a lot. It is kind of heavy sometimes, but it's more serious, but mixing it with that like Halloween night aspect, the trick-or-treating, the like the haunted forest in the story, like those vibes are really, really good. So I also recommend that one for Halloween. So yeah, I'm very, very satisfied. I didn't end up finishing Leave Me Behind. I don't know when I'm gonna finish that, just because this week I've really been swamped with homework and I need to get on these 2 papers, so I'm just gonna have to finish that some other time. I don't really know when, and I'm sorry I can't give you an update, but potentially if I start a new vlog soon, it might be one of those. I don't know. If not, I'll try and include it in a wrap-up video. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment on what your favorite like fall, Halloween, spooky book was that you read in October. I would love to know, and maybe get like some recommendations for next year. But make sure to subscribe and like and comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!